Okay, so I got the Mustang stripped. I got the mirror off, this weather strip here. Door handles are off. The wing is off. The wing's broken, so we're going to do plastic repair on the wing. And there's a couple tabs on the headlights that are broken, so I'm going to do plastic repair. The only thing I got to do is strip these decals off right here. These ones are decals. These ones are painted on. So I got to just sand the lines out, and then I'll probably have to prime it. Got to sand all these chips. But yeah, the car's ready to sand and do body work. I marked all the dents with marker. So I'll fix all the dents first and then sand the car. But right now, gotta go fix this wing. It has a crack right there. It's all the way across. So we're gonna fix that. And then I'm gonna fix this so the hole is closed. And then I gotta put this tab on here. Okay, so the first thing I did was I taped this side so this crack holds in the right spot. Now I gotta grind this right here. Okay, now I'm gonna clean this with some waterborne pre-cleaner. Okay, I'm cleaning the headlight tabs. Blow it dry. Okay, now I'm spraying, this is 3M 05907. It's an adhesion promoter for the plastic repair. You just need a thin coat. And then you let it dry for about 10 minutes. Here's the headlight tab. Now I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, so while this was drying, I put some of this netted drywall tape, little pieces on there. That'll give it some structure so it can't split apart. And it only needs it on the inside because of the way the crack is, it wants to split open on this side. So this is the side that needs the strength. And we're going to use 3M 05887 plastic repair. Takes about 30 minutes to dry, or sometimes an hour, depends on the temperature, before you can sand it. But that's what's going on there. So I'm going to put this on a putty board and mix it. So it comes out like this, 2 parts. I got to mix that together. And I put some weight in the middle there so it holds the crack tight together while this stuff hardens up. And then in an hour, we'll flip it over and do the other side. This stuff always shifts around. Once I get putty on there, I can put it where I want it, work it in there. Now this side doesn't really matter what it looks like because it gets hidden when you mount it. I just want it to be strong. That should be able to hold it. Okay, now we're going to do the headlights. Okay, here, I put some tape in here just to hold it in place. I'm just trying to seal up this bolt hole so I can re-drill it. Okay, let that harden. And now there's this tab here. Goes right there. I'm gonna put a bit of glue on here. I already sprayed the adhesion promoter on here, so it's ready for the glue. Okay. There. Okay, so that shouldn't have to be taped. Put a little bit on top. And then when it dries, I can flip it over and add a bit more when I do the other side of the wing. And this tab should probably stay on here without breaking. Now I'll put some on the other side. Once this hardens up. Okay, so that's it for plastic repair for an hour. Okay, so now I'm going to grind this, and there's a little spot back here I'm going to grind. And I'll put some filler in there. And then once it dries, I can flip it over and do the top. I kind of beat it out there so there's a little bit of depth to the putty. Once I put the putty in there. Now I'm going to clean it with waterborne pre-cleaner. And I'm doing the headlights too. Now I'll blow it dry. Now I'm going to spray adhesion promoter. Doing the headlights. Okay, now it's got a camera dropped on me. Okay, so now it's going to dry. Okay, so I got some of this putty mixed up here. We'll fill this. After about an hour, you can sand it. It's usually best to sand it with the orbital, the dual action sander, with a 120 grit. Seems to work the best. Or you can use 80, but I think 120 is a little better. It doesn't scratch the paint so bad. The 80 just creates more body work. Now I'm putting a little back here in this spot. And now on the headlights. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to add just a bit more to this, make it a little thicker. And then on this here, put enough on there so it's actually stronger than it probably was originally. It shouldn't break. Unless it gets hit by a car. But it shouldn't break when I put it back on the car. Okay, so now the headlights are done. I just got to drill a hole in there. And in an hour, I can sand this down so it's smooth. And then I'll flip it over and I'll do the top side. And maybe by the end of the day, I can do the body work to it. Okay, so the backside's dry. It's hardened up. So now we're gonna grind this and put some filler in there. And then I think I'm gonna leave it overnight to set really good before I sand it and do body work. All right. Now I'm gonna blow it off and pre-clean it. Okay. And then spray the adhesion promoter on it. And I'll let that dry for 10 minutes. Okay, it's ready. Ready for the 3M glue. Okay, now I'm going to leave that overnight. So we're done plastic repair for today. Okay, so this plastic repair is all cured. It's been actually a couple days. Using 120 grit on a dual action sander. Okay, now I have to move it onto a stand to get the front edge and this bottom edge here. Okay, now I'm going to get this front edge. Okay, now I'm going over it with a block with 220. Now I'm going to scuff this up because I got to put um, the U-Paul Dolphin glaze on here. It's a semi-flexible glaze that's good for plastic. Okay, I'll pause while I'm getting the glaze ready. Okay, this is what I'm using, Dolphin glaze. Okay, now I have to let that harden up for 15 minutes or so. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. I'm using a 120. I'm gonna sound it just a bit with 120 and then switch to a 220. And it's good to finish with like 180 or 220 because the scratches won't show up a year down the road when the primer's really cured. A lot of the time, if you finish with 80 grit, you'll see the repairs a year later or even a couple months later. So the finer you finish with, the better end result you'll get. Okay, now I'm switching to 220. Okay, that turned out pretty good. You won't see the repair after you prime it. Okay, flip it over. Then I'm going to switch back to 120. You see I leave a little edge on the sandpaper, so this kind of digs into the concave areas. Okay, switching to 220. Now I'm trying to get rid of all these 120 scratches. You'll end up using less primer, and you'll never see the scratches if they're only 220. Like if you leave it at 120, it'll look good the day you send it out. But 3 months down the road, the primer shrinks into the scratches and you can see them. With 220, you're pretty much eliminating that issue. Okay, so now that is how you repair a busted wing. I just need to sand the whole wing down. I'll probably sand it with 320, and I'll prime over these lines because you can feel these lines. I'll sand these lines out. So I'll probably prime from here all the way over to here, or I might even just prime the whole wing. But that's a busted wing that's been repaired, and it should hold together for the length of the car's life, unless it gets hit. That's how you repair plastic.